You're watching WTHR, Channel 13, Indianapolis. Live from Indiana's News Channel, with news for Indianapolis, Muncie, Morgantown, and all of central Indiana. This is News Channel 13, live at 5.
It's hot and you get tired in the middle of the day. And
soaring temperatures combined with high humidity make learning almost impossible for some area students. The unbearable heat forces some schools to close early and others to cancel classes altogether. It's our top story tonight, live at 5.
It's truly been a miserable day for students and teachers cooped up in classrooms that feel a lot more like ovens. Rich Van Wyk reports tonight on how the students are now doing and what they can expect tomorrow.
How hot is hot at School 86?
This is as hot as any day we had in summer school.
And summer school dismissed at noon. With today's day only half done, the classroom temperature was 89.8 degrees and climbing. When it's this hot,
your hands get sweaty, the pencil falls down. You get tired in the middle of the day and you get tired and sweaty. And you're always thirsty.
Most teachers let students keep bottles of water at their desks. And even though there are lots of fans,
After a while, you look back and you have sleeping and are near sleeping, and you think, well, I'm not doing as well as I could. So you try a little harder.
What do you think was in the paper bag?
A seed.
A seed?
Yeah.
although some school systems closed early because of the heat, IPS is sticking to its normal schedule. Sending students home with no warning could be more harmful than a hot classroom.
We have working parents that couldn't possibly get home, and I would be very concerned about children being uncared for at home if we sent them home.
Although school in this heat is sticky, sweaty, tiring, uncomfortable, and generally no fun, the students didn't seem to mind once the playground opened for lunchtime recess.
The kids on that playground were having a lot more fun than the Broad Ripple football team tonight. Our thermometer says it is about 96.7 degrees on the football field here. It doesn't feel anything like football weather. It doesn't feel like school weather for that matter either. I might also add the reason IPS is sticking to its original schedule, a spokesperson told me that they're basically having enough of a hard time getting people to and from school on the regular schedule. Trying to change things around would only confuse things even more. We have a short list of schools that will be dismissing early tomorrow. Beginning in Pike Township, the Lincoln Middle School will be dismissing at 1:30. The southeastern Fountain Schools will be dismissing at 1:30 tomorrow as well. In Western Boone Schools, high school gets out at 11:15, elementary school 11:30, and there will be no afternoon kindergarten. I might also add, Allison, that as far as IPS is concerned, only about 10% of its buildings have air conditioning. Tomorrow it looks like it's going to be even hotter.
Oh, that makes it so terrible for those kids trying to go to class. Rich, what does this kind of heat do for the argument for year-round school in Indiana?
I asked a couple of teachers about that, and they think it's a good idea, but if we're going to have year-round school, they say we're going to have air conditioning. There's no way you can stick around in school when it's 97.8 degrees outside and even warmer in some of the buildings.
And with only 10% of the classrooms air conditioned, that would be a big job to get them all air conditioned. Thanks, Rich. Well, the combination of high temperatures and stifling humidity created an uncomfortable heat index today, and that prompted the Marion County Health Department to issue a heat warning for Hoosiers. The heat should be considered a serious potential health threat, especially for those who work outside, the young and the old. Heat cramps, heat exhaustion, and heat stroke can and do strike suddenly. If you can't get into the air conditioning, try another effective approach.
Shady environments are one of the best ways to do that. Fans, drinking lots of cool ice water, certainly are some of the best ways to go about doing that.
Dr. Harsha says to avoid alcohol, wear light, loose-fitting clothing, and take plenty of breaks that will allow your body to cool down a little bit. We're going to have more on Hoosiers' creative ways to beat the heat coming up tonight at 11 o'clock.
Question everybody's asking, how long will it last?
Yes, it's not over until it's over. That's the famous sports saying there, Yogi Berra there. Anyway, we may get a little relief from the humidity over the weekend, but our temperatures are still going to trend above normal for late August. Circulation is going to continue to keep us right in the middle. It'll bring in very moist air from the west and the southwest. So southwestern Indiana is under a heat advisory there for tomorrow as well. Heat index temperatures will range anywhere from 105 to 110. Right here in the metro area, tomorrow's high we're forecasting at 94. That's our high number so far. The heat index will be well above 100. As a matter of fact, Fort Wayne hit 94.3 this afternoon. This was the hottest temperature they have had in 2 years.
Wow.
So there's a lot of sizzle left, a little relief over the weekend, and then even into next week it looks as though we're back in the furnace again. Have the complete story here in a few minutes.
See you then.
Okay.
Thanks. It's official. Signed, sealed, and delivered. Just 2 weeks into the new school year, Warren Township teachers have approved a 2-year contract. The vote by teachers and the school board brings an end to the lengthy contract talks. The deal gives teachers a 3% raise this year and nearly 4% the second year. A warning is out to parents who fail to send their children to school. The parents may pay the price legally. Michelle Clifton is now in jail for failing to send her 9- and 8-year-old sons to school for a year. Right now, arrest warrants are out for 4 parents who neglected to send their kids to school.
We had some kids in school in our court system who haven't been to school for 2 years. Of the ones that we have, these kids that for the parents who currently have arrest warrants out, there's an average of anywhere between 30 and 45 days in the first semester of last year that the kids missed.
Right now, police are looking for 27-year-old Tracy Harmon, 45-year-old Johnny Clark, 27-year-old Sarah Waits, and 36-year-old Edie Smith, all of Indianapolis. They're wanted on educational neglect charges. If you spot any children you believe are skipping school, you are urged to call 926-AWOL.
In other news, the Ripley County Sheriff's Department, along with the Indiana State Police, continue their search tonight for 31-year-old George Hardebeck, now charged with the murder of 5 family members. Live at 5's Jane Harrington has been following the search going on. She joins us now live from Ripley County. Jane.
Having charged George Hardebeck with murder, police have set up roadblocks here and elsewhere throughout the county. They're hoping to find information about Hardebeck or his whereabouts. After a 2-day search for the man, so far nothing. Some of his closest family members are speaking out now for the first time since the slayings. Now, the bodies of 73-year-old Martha Hardebeck, 3 of her adult children, and her son-in-law were discovered on their Ripley County farm. Now, police have charged Mrs. Hardebeck's son, George, with murder, and it's devastating for the entire family here in Ripley County.
I said, you hear of it, you know, far off, but it don't happen in a town like this and for people like that. I don't think they've even had I never even heard the boys getting in a fist fight.
What are the questions that you have?
I don't know. I just hope that George is taking his own life so he don't have to face a trial or be shot to the police for something. But I still don't see how he could do it because he wasn't that type of person.
George Hardebeck is believed to be driving a tan Ford Escort station wagon. You're seeing it now. Police are searching high and low, but still haven't found him. Now, coming up on the news channel at 6 o'clock, you'll hear from the last person to talk to George Hardebeck before that fateful night in his home behind me. Back to you in the studio.
Jane, what do family members think caused this deadly incident?
They tell me that earlier in the week there was a feud going on between George Hardebeck and his brother-in-law Virgil Powers, who is one of the victims. Apparently that argument had to do with George's decision to disconnect telephone service to the house. Whether that is the motive or any motive at all, that's something only the police know and the courts would have to determine. Back to you.
One last quick question. Have authorities given you any reason to believe why he still might be in Ripley County, why they think he still might be there?
Well, I think it's based partly because of all the sightings from the public. The state police and county sheriff's department phones have been ringing off the hook. Everybody's saying they have seen that tan Ford Escort station wagon. However, sightings have been reported as far north as Indianapolis, and we understand that a search is going on there as well.
All right, Jane, thanks for the update. Ann.
The Los Angeles Police Department is expanding its investigation of Michael Jackson to include his relationship with 3 other boys. Police recently questioned an 11-year-old Australian boy who was at Jackson's ranch when police raided the property Saturday. The youth says he did share a bed with Jackson, but says it was slumber party style and that the singer is no child abuser.
Not true. He wouldn't do anything like that. He wouldn't touch people in a different way that you shouldn't.
Friends and family members are rallying to Jackson's support. Students and faculty at Hamilton Heights High School also support him. The principal says they met him through the Ryan White family and don't see Jackson as a child abuser.
Some of his teachers and kids that he's such an easy target to pick on, and obviously the empire that he's built up, that people here don't want to believe that that kind of thing has happened at all.
Seven over in Muncie was the lowest. All of the others at above 100 degrees. The situation for tomorrow, as we mentioned, low 90s for everybody. Chance anyway of a scattered shower, thunder shower in the afternoon, but hitting 96 down south. So the forecast for us tonight. Warm, humid, chance of 1 or 2 thunderstorms in some spots. That should be especially north and east of the city. 74 will be the overnight low. During the day tomorrow, hot, steamy, hazy. Chance for an afternoon thunderstorm. Forecasting a high of 94. A record 97 set back in 1948. Excuse me. Thank you.
Not an easy one tonight.
We'll see it at 6.
Whoever was in the thing, I'll see it.
See at 6, all right. It's better than karaoke. Coming up next, live at 5, Don Hine has a sports sing-along.
We'll be right back.
Hey, what can you do between now and the end of summer? Take a vacation, go fishing, catch a ball game? Hey, there's plenty of time for that.
But you don't want to miss the Big Chevy Final Closeout with the biggest cash back of the year on aluminum, $1,250. Or choose the most dependable, longest lasting trucks on the road, Chevy Full Size with $1,400 in savings.
Hurry in now, because at the end of summer, it's turn out the lights, the party's over.
Hey, it's not over yet, guys. See your local Chevy dealers today.
Sometimes I wish I could have been a grandmother to my own kids. Grandmothers don't get back talk. We get hugs. We tell stories, give out lollipops. And when you're a grandmother, you've got time for an uninterrupted cup of coffee.
It's nice to have the time to appreciate the smooth, rich taste of Sanka coffee.
And after the little ones give me all that joy, they go home.
Sanka, everything you love about coffee.
There are 4 things you got to do to get ready for school. Get your physical. Start waking up early. Get a haircut. And collect each set of Toon cards with fun facts about all your favorite Looney Tunes characters. Free every time you visit Target. Okay, tune into school.
So you've had a rough day, but you still have a family to feed. Well, bring them the Sizzler, where kids eat for just 99 cents. With Sizzler's new Just for Kids bar, your kids can get just what they want. It's just their size, it's just filled with things they love. And for 99 cents Monday through Thursday, it's just the right price.
Well, this is the portion of the 5 o'clock newscast where we see if the heat has finally gotten to the sports department.
Well, my experience has been that's a difficult judgment to make under the best of conditions. Defend yourself, Don.
Ann and Allison, I wish I could, but I think you pretty much hit the nail on the head there. And our beginning is evidence of that here. Houston pitcher Pete Harnisch was having a little fun mimicking the hitting style of Florida's Gary Sheffield today, and Sheffield kind of got a smile too. But the talk in the bigs remains that Atlanta 3-game sweep of the Giants.
We'll see these guys in about a week and hopefully come back and play well against them. We just need to go out there and keep winning like we have been.
Now, the Braves aren't in first place yet, but the Giants are reeling a bit after having lost Will Clark for 15 days with a stretched ligament after that awful slide. Still that 4.5-game margin, but Terry Pendleton's perspective is reasonable.
I think it was big for us
from the standpoint that if we'd won 2 out of 3, we'd have picked up 1 game. So it's like flying here, playing 1, winning, and leaving. But to pick up 3, that we picked up 3 ball games, and it's definitely a difference between 7.5 and 4.5.
And that Dennis Martinez acquisition is off. Everyone, including Martinez, thought he was traded to Atlanta for Brian Harper, but Martinez nixed the deal today, presumably because he wasn't assured a spot in the starting rotation next year. Neither Jimmy Connors nor Tracy Austin will be accepting wild cards to play in the U.S. Tennis Open. Connors says he's been working out, but the quality of his play isn't good enough. And Austin will be a commentator, not a player. All right, before we leave, let's all count with our hair to take me out to the ball game. 1, 2, 3 strikes, you're out at the old ball game.
We'll see you at 6 with a look at Howe's football Hornets and Ted Marchabroda talking about Jeff George's progress.
Don't they call that a blonde attack?
A thing of beauty.
Yeah.
So thank you.
Bye, Don.
See you later.
Finally tonight, one person's art is another person's, well, you be the judge. The place is Salt Lake in Utah. Feast your eyes on the Spiral Jetty. This piece of artwork is actually a 1,500-foot causeway leading nowhere. The art sculptor built it back in 1970. The rising Salt Lake submerged it over the past 2 decades, but guess what? It's reappearing, covered in a rock-hard coat of white salt crystals. Art. Wow. That's actually kind of nice looking.
Yeah, I bet they're going to get a lot of tourists out there to look at that.
That does it for Live at 5.
Thanks for joining us. The next news coming your way tonight at 6. See you then.